After decades of inspiring viewers, the legendary Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom show is returning. It brings powerful stories of animal conservation from around the world. Now, our producer here on Idaho Today, Emma Adams, caught up with the host, Peter Gross, to talk all about the show's renewed impact, connections to Boise, and why this iconic series still matters 60 years later.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom started in 1963. It has returned to the air, going in our third season. Dr. Ray Grant and I travel around the world, sharing positive conservation stories about wildlife, in many cases that's come off the endangered species list, that has progress. In some cases, there's obviously still issues that we're dealing with. We take you all around the world and tell the story of wildlife conservation. When you do decide to go in nature, and I think it's important we introduce young people to nature at a very early age, take them backpacking, hiking, camping, introduce them to nature so they develop an appreciation. Spend as much time in nature as you can. We live in the 21st century. We're committed to spend time on screens and on our phones, but it's important, I think, that we need this balance. We know it's important physically to have exercise. It's important mentally to spend time in nature, as well as doing everything we can to help preserve the natural world. It's also helping we humans to have a balanced life and knowing that we can spend time in nature. I remember growing up watching the show, seeing the host then talk about our national bird, the bald eagle, disappearing because we were using DDT. And I was able to do a show this year talking about the fact they're no longer on the endangered species list, how well they're recovering, how well they're doing. I love to dive, love spending time on the ocean, in the ocean, under the ocean. Went to a shark preserve, imagine that, in the Bahamas, and spent time with sharks where they're doing shark research and realizing that all these stories we've heard about these marauders of the ocean, they're just curious. They are not interested out there looking for people to eat. They're an important part of an apex predator of the food chain. I was in Churchill, Manitoba, visiting the polar bear capital of the world. While we were there, seeing how the polar bear population is doing and how people are reacting to the needs to climatic change and how it can affect their behavior. But then 2 days later, paddling kayak with beluga whales, and there were 60,000 beluga whales population whose numbers are increasing, who came by to visit a kayak and kind of get close to us and blow on us. So there are so many wonderful stories to tell. We still have issues to deal with, but right now I think it's our job to create hope. We're seeing people in states like Boise that are, for instance, you have the World Bird of Prey Center right there in your back doorstep, one of the first places to breed harpy eagles and reintroduce the fastest bird in the world, the peregrine falcon. Their bird rehabilitation centers. You have a wonderful zoo, which has a endangered species breeding program and sponsors an awful lot of field researchers that are doing work away from the zoo. Spend time visiting your nature and science centers, times out in the park, doing outdoor activities, rafting, hiking, climbing, whatever it takes to inspire you to go out and be active in nature. And then find out what you can do to volunteer. Check with Audubon Society in nature centers and go online and find out what is happening locally. They're always looking for volunteers to participate. It can be a river cleanup, it can be a forest cleanup, a fire prevention cleanup. There are so many things you can do to help, and that gets you outside participating as well.